What is going on YouTube? It's your boy Nevin the Barber, and in today's haircut tutorial I'm going to be covering a low drop fade with a textured fringe. So to get right into the tutorial today, I'm going to go ahead and use my Stylecraft Metal Instinct trimmer to set in my first guideline. And I'm going to be sure to drop this guideline under my client's occipital bone, only because, like I mentioned, this is going to be a low drop fade. So I want to be sure to keep the blend as low as possible. And after putting in this first guideline, I'm going to go ahead and bald everything down to the 00, followed by no guard with the lever all the way open on my Stylecraft Metal Instinct Clippers. And with this second guideline right here, I'm going to go ahead and bring it up about another inch. You guys don't want to make your guidelines too thick, but at the same time you don't want to make them too thin, only because you do want to have enough space to blend out each guideline. So same thing on the other side. I'm going to go ahead and take this first initial guideline about 1 inch right above my previous guideline. So essentially what I'm doing with my fading system is I'm going to put in my guidelines going up, and I'm going to come back down and erase each one. So now that I have that step complete, I'm going to go ahead and come in with my 1.5 guard with the lever closed. Again, taking this guideline up about another inch. So now I'm going to have 3 guidelines. I'm going to have my bald line, my 0.5, and now my 1.5. And I'm going to blend up into the parietal ridge, doing some clipper over comb with the same guard on. I like to leave the 1.5 guard on just to be safe. That way you guys don't cut too much bulk off. But at the end of the day, it's really all just preference. You guys just have to see what works best for you. I'm going to go ahead and do the same thing on the right side, taking my 1.5 guard with the lever all the way closed to create another guideline. And whenever doing clipper over comb, you guys want to be sure to roll that comb off of the parietal ridge bone as well as the occipital bone. As I mentioned, that way you don't cut too much into the crown area. And now with the half guard all the way open, I'm going to begin attacking that middle guideline, blending the 0.5 into the 1.5. And just be patient with it. You guys really just want to, pay attention to the growth pattern of your client's hair when doing this. A lot of your clients may have hair growing in different directions, and in that case, you just want to angle the clipper in which the hair is growing out of the scalp. Same thing on the other side. You guys can see how my client does have a little bit of a crazy growth pattern. So just be sure to, do a scalp analysis on your client before you actually go in and start cutting the hair. All of these small details really do make a big difference. And I'm just going to gradually start closing my lever as needed to flick out that line. And now that I have that step complete, I'm going to go ahead and line up my client's C-cups. And I always like to do this before erasing the last guideline, just because I feel like it gives the fade that much more pop and contrast. If you guys haven't tried it out, feel free to try it out and let me know if it works for you guys. If there is any other haircut tutorials that you guys would like to see, feel free to drop them in the comments and I will try my best to get them out for you guys. And now for the last step in this fade, I'm going to use no guard with the lever all the way closed. And I'm just going to begin attacking that last guideline. And I'm just going to gradually open my lever as needed, just to flick out any last dark areas that I see. And just be patient with it. As long as you guys do these steps correctly, you should be able to get a nice clean transition from the skin to the stubble up into the hair. And if you guys do want to check out any of these clippers and save some money on them, feel free to use my discount code NEVIN10 on the Gamma or Stylecraft website. And just like that, I was able to get a nice, clean, blurry, low fade with those few simple steps that I did. And if you guys have learned anything in this haircut tutorial so far, please be sure to hit the like button and subscribe to my channel if you haven't already. I do drop weekly barber tutorials, and I appreciate all the feedback that I get. So thank you for each and every one of you guys who does tune into my videos. I do appreciate you guys. Yeah, I'm basically just using the corner of my blade to detail and polish my blend to the best of my ability. Never be afraid to, take a couple minutes to put in that detail work. Not only will your client appreciate it, but it will increase your chances of retainment as well. And I do have these clippers right here, zero gapped, if you guys are wondering. I always do like to use a zero gapped clipper whenever removing that last guideline. It does make it that much easier when your blades are zero gapped. So if you guys haven't zero gapped your clippers, I would highly recommend doing so. And same thing on the other side. With the lever all the way closed, I'm just going to begin attacking that last guideline, blending the 00 into the 0.5. And this is really the only time that I'll open up the lever whenever fading. Otherwise, you guys will see me closing the lever whenever I'm erasing the other guidelines. But just be patient with it. Like I said, all of your clients are going to have different density of hair as well as different growth patterns. But as long as you guys are, using these steps and paying attention to that, you should be able to get a nice clean transition. You also want to make sure that you don't go too high whenever detailing out this last guideline. Otherwise, it'll defeat the purpose of all the other steps that you did previously. So just use a very short cutting stroke whenever you guys are trying to blend out this last guideline right here. And I went ahead and put the half guard on just because I did notice a few dark areas leading up into the parietal ridge bone. My client did not want any of his facial hair, so I'm going to go ahead and bald it all out with my Metal Instinct trimmers. And you guys can see that I was able to effortlessly knock off all of that bulk. And I'm just going to follow it up with the Metal Instinct shaver. Again, if you guys do want to get a discount on this shaver, feel free to use my discount code. All the links will be in the description for you guys. Same thing on the other side, detailing with my half guard one more time. I always like to take an extra 5 to 10 minutes just to really go back and perfect my cut. And it's really just all of these small details that's going to really make your haircuts pop and stand out. And always remember, every haircut that you guys do is a walking billboard of your work. So you should really take pride in every haircut that you guys are delivering. And same thing right here, just balding out my client's facial hair with the trimmers. And I'm going to go ahead and follow it up with the Metal Instinct shaver one more time, just to bald out all that stubble down to the skin. And now I'm going to go ahead and apply some volume powder as well as some hairspray, just to style my client's hair and give it that picture perfect look. And to finish off this haircut today, I'm going to go ahead and use my NevinTheBarber shears to do some shear over comb. And if you guys know me, I always like doing shear over comb regardless of what haircut I'm doing. And I like to do shear over comb only because it does give a softer transition up into the bulk of my client's hair. So if you guys haven't tried this out, feel free to try it out and let me know how it works for you guys. Not saying that you can't get a clean transition into the bulk while using clippers, but I just personally think that shears will give more of a softer finish. And I'm going to go ahead and do some point cutting as well, attacking any last dark areas I see throughout that fade. But that is about it for today's low drop fade haircut. Once again, if you guys learned anything from this video, please be sure to hit the like button, subscribe to my channel, and drop a comment letting me know what you guys want to see next. Other than that, I appreciate you guys tuning in. It's been your boy Nevin the Barber, and I'm out. I'll see you guys in the next one.